Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to have a little talk about religion in general, but mostly, my thoughts and opinions on it. You see, I was inspired to do this by somebody that contacted me recently on Instagram in regards to my recent video on Balderich, the legendary founder of Mönchengladbach. This person stated that they found my video interesting. Thank you for that. But then she felt the need to inform me of a few things. Perhaps imply that I'm a little misguided. And then this person felt the need to go into what I can only call a sort of religious tangent, which will sound even more impressive with my thick American accent reading these German words. Now, I'm not going to read the whole message, but if I just read to you this part.
Aber es gibt das wahre Leben, das ein Geschenk von Jesus Christus ist und das alle unsere Hunger unterstützt, was unsere innere Leere füllt. Und hat von sich gesagt, Capital R, ist der einzige Weg zum Vater. Es war Gottes Gnade, sein Opfer am Kreuz, welches mein Leben verändert hat und mich verändert und kann auch dir ein neues Leben geben. All das Böse, welches in der Geschichte der Überschrift Christentum trägt, wäre in Taten von Menschen, die mir Jesus begegnet sind.
Jesus nicht lebt, ist ausverstanden, dass es Gott gibt, selbst falsches, ich gibt selbst ein falsches Bild von Gott, aber wirklich, wenn die Bibel lesen, der Abzug Jesus zu erkennen, dann können wir der Wahrheit ganz persönliche Erfahrung, schönes Wochenende. And then, perhaps slightly inappropriately, I reacted with my gut instinct and replied with, religion is like a penis. It's great if you have one, but you don't have to take it out and push it on everyone. Then I clicked block because I don't need that kind of weirdness in my life. I like a different kind of weirdness. One that doesn't kind of act pushy and try to change me. One that understands some human beings are capable of being good human beings without joining a club or a cult or reading a specific book. Some people just know right from wrong without a church. Fun facts. And some people find it slightly offensive when others feel the need to be pushy with their religion, especially when it's one that has a dirty history of being pushy in the way of murders and witch burnings and inquisitions and crusades. Just saying. But I did not make this video to insult this person that sent me this message. I think I made my opinion clear. And I took one look at her profile picture and just thought, you look like somebody I would have a nice conversation with in a park, for example. Maybe we would talk about the weather, the news, maybe religion. Yeah, that's right. I love to talk about religion. But side note, regardless of what the topic is, don't try to sell me on something. I've worked in sales for way too many years, and if I may say so, I am a damn good salesperson. Don't try to sell me something. And if you want to sell me on something, don't be pushy about it, because that's not how you sell things. However, it may surprise a few people. I really do enjoy discussing religion, all kinds of religions. And I want to make it very clear, I have a great respect and still sort of a curiosity, but respect nonetheless, for people that are devoted to their religion, do good things with it, and have faith. I look at them with a bit of wonderment. And just because I necessarily don't 100% perhaps believe in their book, their organization, the same group that they follow or whatever, that does not mean that I judge them for their beliefs. Because God knows I have my own beliefs. They change and evolve with everything I learn and everything I go through in my life. But I don't want people judging me for my weird beliefs. I feel like to each his own. And you see, when we talk about the topic of religion, this has been something I was always interested in. As a very, very, very small child, I remember being at my Polish grandmother's apartment, and it was covered in really beautiful, gaudy Catholic stuff. I'm talking gold trimmed Bible, lots of statues, and oh my God, she loved Pope John Paul. Not just because he was Catholic, not just because he was Pope, but she made it very clear to me he was Polish, a Polish Pope. He was her rock star. And at my young age, all of these shiny things around her house, they were just beautiful to me. I think that could be the beginning of my love for art. I love colors and designs and how people have different styles, and religious artwork is really, really something I can waste hours staring at. It really is. Same goes for their architecture. But it doesn't mean I'm a fan of their club. So like my background, my parents, I would not say that they were religious, not really at all. But my father, as I stated, was raised by a lady that was extremely Catholic. But as far as I know, I think my mom's side, maybe they would have said they were Christian. I mean, celebrated Christmas, maybe went to church at Christmas time, my grandparents, maybe. But they weren't necessarily religious. Nonetheless, I found myself in a Sunday school every Sunday when I was really young. It was a Lutheran Sunday school. Also the only Sunday school in our town, so that's probably why I ended up there. And I mean, I was prepped well for it before I got there. I already knew all about Jesus and the Ten Commandments and a lot of basic Bible things because of my grandma and because of all the pretty pictures in religious propaganda. I'm trying not to be offensive here. But I gotta say that the Sunday school and that little church there, it didn't grab me. And in fact, it turned me off because they had a nasty lady running that class. And honestly, as a small child, I remember thinking like Jesus wouldn't like her. Not the way she talks to and treats children. She was just a nasty lady. But so let's just say up until I was about 8 or 9, somewhere around there, all I knew of religion in general really was about little bits of the Catholic faith and a little bit about just basic Christianity. I had dabbled with reading the Bible, and also I still have this book. This is mine as a small kid. It's Bible stories, and they're written in a way that a child can understand them. Some of them are quite frightening, but what you'll notice is the artwork is really pretty. It caught my eye. Little Armstrong loves art. What the hell? Oh, Solomon. But where it all changed for me was it was somewhere around 8 or 9, and I remember we were visiting my aunt and uncle, and my parents and my aunt and uncle were all sitting outside and just enjoying the weather, having a few drinks, and I was inside, and my aunt had a library with all these books, and she had, I want to say they were National Geographic books. And all I know is my whole world changed once I started reading about ancient Egyptians. I'm telling you, if Catholic artwork didn't already really have a grasp on me, once I discovered ancient Egypt and hieroglyphics and their history and just the artwork, I was enthralled and decided I wanted to be an archaeologist. But more importantly, I remember looking at those books and being wait a second. Who are all these gods? Wait, there's more than one god? Wait. Whoa, what is this? You see little Armstrong going up in this little town. I didn't know. I didn't know that there were so many different religions out there. Now then, when elementary school started, so in the first, 5th grades, you start getting the concepts that you're amongst other people that have other religions. But honestly, I don't remember it being really a big deal in my school. Some people were Jewish, some people were Muslim, Jehovah's Witness. It never really came up as a topic or a theme that I can recall in elementary school. But once I found out about the Egyptians and their varieties of gods, I was just so curious and wanted to know what the hell else was out there. And I would say like that was where I got really open and really curious about religion. I found it sort of embarrassing for the person writing me on Instagram to sort of make the implication that I had not read the Bible. Trust me, I read it. And I guess if you have too, you and I just got two completely different things out of it. I have also made attempts at reading English versions of the Quran. I've also tried to get access on books of the Torah. I can't claim to have read all holy books, but I can say I have a definite interest in reading these historic documents and am fascinated at how they have grabbed people throughout history. And when I'm curious about something, I dig in. But it's sort of arrogant to imply that somebody who has decided that they don't want to be in your club, the only reason that I could have decided that is because I'm ignorant and I haven't looked into it. Or is it really too hard for you to accept that some people have looked really into it and are so turned off that they would never? Is that hard to accept? Because I can understand how that could be hard to accept. I don't know. I have a hard time with a book that can be clearly used as a how-to book, how to own slaves, how to treat slaves. Anything with slavery and making it out to be acceptable is kind of sick. As well as I'm not real big on reading books where me, due to my genitalia, are put as less. And don't tell me to obey. Anybody, husband, whatever. Don't tell me to obey. I also have never been big on fantasy, I enjoy documentaries and historical things. But if somebody is trying to tell me that this dude really walked on water and a guy built a boat and really had two of each, come on. I mean, I didn't enjoy Harry Potter. I can't get into that fantasy world and feel like it's real. Same thing for the Bible for me. And I find it offensive. Open person that I am, and I like to talk to strangers, that if you've been watching my videos. I don't know anybody else that has gone out of their way to have specifically religious conversations with even strangers, but also people involved directly with religion. I personally don't know anybody that has done that more than me. In America, we've got these weirdos on street corners. I remember being on a vacation in Virginia Beach, and they're screaming about how you're going to burn in hellfire. I would debate and talk with them for hours. And because I'm fascinated by churches, old churches, and the architecture and the art contained within them, I have visited many of them and spoken to the people that live and work within those buildings. Also monasteries. I've been to monasteries. Great beer at German monasteries. I even once knew a gentleman that worked at the Vatican. Had some interesting conversations over quite a few beers with that guy. I'm just saying, I feel like I have to be very cautious when I express my private, personal opinions on religion, because I don't want to offend you. You should not care what I think about your faith. Who am I? Your faith should be stronger than that. At the same time, I don't want other people concerned about me in a religion way and thinking that they need to save me. Listen, if your God is the real and only God, then He knows what I've done in my life and He knows what kind of person I am. I've had so many great conversations, deep conversations with friends, just theorizing about I think like what humans all over the world do, religion or not, you know? What's the meaning of it all? Why are we all here? What happens when we pass on? And I love those conversations. And I can have those conversations with the right person at the right time for hours. For hours, I can listen to friends tell me all about their faith and their belief, and I'll listen fascinated, wanting to learn more. Because that's what we're doing. We're talking about something we're both interested in, and we're sharing our knowledge with another person. It's up to the other person if they want to accept that knowledge. But where I will feel the need to just cut it immediately is when that person is pushy in any way with their religion on to me. There's a difference between two people having an interesting discussion and sharing ideas and passions and maybe a friendship or something blossoming. There's a big difference between that and a sales pitch and trying to convince somebody. If you truly believe that you have the answer to save this person's soul and you care, then you need to learn some better sales tactics than like shaming them and unbelievable fairy tale type stories that are quite frankly sexist and racist. Honestly, I'm not even sure where I'm going with this video right now. It was just, I couldn't believe that somebody had sent me that message and that it was so long and rambling. And like I said, the implication was sort of like I did not have the knowledge of Christianity or the Bible and their little rules and what they believe. Because, sweetheart, I have an idea. To me, it's a little ironic, considering that she wrote this message after watching the video about the legendary founder of Mönchengladbach, where I went like all crazy lady in my research. How do you watch that video and not see a person that when I am interested in something or I'm passionate about something, I dive in like full on and I go down that rabbit hole and I dig for information. I feel the same about religion, but it doesn't mean I believe in it. And I think it's sad that I often have to explain to Christians that just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. And I say Christians because, again, I go on my own personal life experience. I have friends of many different religions, and I've never felt a need to like explain that to any of my Muslim friends or my Jewish friends or satanic. I don't know what it is about some people that claim to be Christian folks, but yet they forget the whole they forget so much, like judge not. And I mean, religion or not, we're all living on this same planet. And how do you not realize in 2021 that you whipping out your religion and telling me it's what I need can be very much taken as offensive to some people? I found it offensive. And that's why you're blocked. You want to see something really cute? I've got this little Bible. It was my grandmother's. Aniela Mruz. It's got like this little metal latch here. And when you open it up, look at that. Look how pretty, dead guy. Also, symbolism, again, as somebody working in sales, whose bright idea was it to use a corpse that's been stabbed and nailed through the hands as a symbol? I mean, if Jesus comes back, do you really think that's what he wants to see everywhere? I found it horrifying as a child when one was hanging over my bed. I remember staring at it and thinking that it was horrifying, and I still think it is. And again, I say that and I immediately think I feel a little bit bad because I don't want to offend anybody, but come on. It's a gruesome picture. See, and this is the kind of stuff I would find in my grandma's bedroom. It's got Polish writing on it, Polish words. There's this one. And As a little girl, I was so attracted to this beautiful artwork. I still am. I've tried to paint stuff like that, and I can't. I also can't speak like this. Polish is a crazy language. But my babci was the best. I think some people are confused when they enter my house and they think that I'm a Christian. I have religious things around. But if you look really closely at a lot of my items, you'll also find, for example, a lot of Buddhas in my household. I have a great respect for Buddhism. But again, that doesn't mean I want to, join the club. I'm not much of a club joiner. And I remember one of my atheist friends once saying to me the world would be better if we just got rid of all religion. And I think in moments where I've gotten angry, when you look at some of the crimes the Catholic Church has committed and protected, I think in moments where I've been angry, I've felt that way too for a period. But I can't, I see too many people, I've personally met too many people that do use religion for good. Yes, I talk about it often like it's a superpower, mostly because I fully don't understand it. But I really have had some really beautiful experiences where I've met people that have a faith, have a religion, and they take it dead serious and do, for example, charity. If I'm honest, when I think about like charity and good deeds connected with people I know with religion, I immediately think of my Muslim friends. I can't think of one of my friends that claims to be a Christian that does charity often or on the regular. This is just me personally. But I've got a couple Muslim friends that are pretty impressive with good charity type deeds being done on the regular. It's interesting. But yeah, so what I'm saying is because I have seen people that have faith in a particular religion, and having that faith clearly does good for them, and they clearly do good things with that faith. And so who would I be to tell them they shouldn't do that? I say rock on. That's great. And I pointed out to a friend of mine who had made this statement, and I understood where his anger was coming from. I pointed out to him, when I had surgery on my head to remove a giant tumor from my head, I made sure to have with me at all times next to me in the hospital a little Buddha from my dad, the ring from my mother, and this little, damn it, I'm forgetting the word. This is why I could have never been an archaeologist. A younger customer gentleman of mine had just gone on vacation in Egypt and brought this back to sales manager Armstrong. And I was just so happy with getting this little trinket and having it. And it was right before my operation, which I was nervous about. And I took this with me because to me, when I have these little trinkets with me in the hospital, I have maybe the belief that the energy of those people maybe are with me. So this is what I'm saying, just as quick as, you're welcome to have the opinion oh, Armstrong, that's silly. That's totally fine. That doesn't anger me, that doesn't offend me, and I don't feel the need to try to convince you that you too should get little Buddhas, rings, and things from Egypt. I think, everybody has something. Their little beliefs, their little things that make them feel safe. And I want to make it clear, it's not my goal to break you down if you have that. I repeat, if you have that, I have a lot of respect for you as long as you use it for good. And you don't push it on me. Remember, there's a difference between a fun, interesting, and educational, deep conversation about religion and flat out pushing propaganda with the goal to convert somebody, and while doing that, basically judging them and claiming them ignorant. Big difference. One I'm not interested in at all and angers me. The other, I really, really welcome. Time and place, folks. Alright, so I feel like I've said pretty much what I've wanted to say on this, as inspired by that message on Instagram from a viewer. I do, as usual, thank you all for watching. I want to throw a big shout out and a lot of love to all of my members, people that clicked that join button. Got a big piece of my heart. I hope to be coming at you again very soon. Hopefully next time with a more interesting topic, not just one provoked by somebody trying to convert me. But until we meet again, you make sure you keep on taking care of yourself.